I would like to make a statement to help develop on intuition. In our legacy, there's a name for intuition. The name for intuition in our legacy is called Ampu. Ampu.
That's right, bro.
The jackal. And see, the story says that when Ast and in Bethlehem, the two sisters cooperated with each other. They weren't even fighting each other.
Teach, bro.
And when they went looking for the bodies, the pieces, they took Ampu. Because Ampu is the one who is, that don't sound like him.
Right.
That don't look like him. That's the principle of tuition within every human being. And it's called Ampu.
This is my mother's legacy. I'm her one begotten son. Blew her fire in my lungs in 9 months, it was done. That's the short version, let me take you past hell to the light at the end of this uncertain tale. They try to bag me up, lose me, lock me up in mental jail. So by the age of 12, I realized I couldn't fail, cause the soul is much deeper than this empty shell. Every lesson my mama taught me, I'm sure I learned them well. Indeed, she's my ice, her wings gave me light, and the mental ability to separate wrong from right.
It's the actual groove. The other thing is a hologram. And with a series of holograms, you can filter whatever the hell you want in this shit. Kill your mama, kill your brother. You're a no good bastard. You're low self-esteem. You're nothing. Or you jamming to the music, oh yeah, but under the hologram is saying you're nobody. Your black skin makes you inferior. All this is recorded into the compact disc. They've had people, brothers that's recording now, even rap stars say, well, you know, Warner Brothers, they got a little room in every recording studio with a guy with an armed guard that stands over that room. And in that room is where they put down the underlying tracks under that hologram, you see. But an actual groove in that needle, it used to cure you. You see what I'm saying? It used to kill you. And I used to know, and I didn't realize this until I used to work in this particular store right up the street, this black store. When I was in college, we used to serve the college students. Every college got a little place where all the students hang out. Serve hamburgers, cheeseburgers, and all that. So I used to work up in this store. And even when I got out of college, I still worked there to make money. And I used to get up in the morning, and because I stay up all night, I'm a late bloomer, I'm a late sleeper, or whatever. I stay up late, and I rise late. So sometimes I have to get up, you know, to go to work. And I stayed up all night, and I used to feel bad, but I used to get up under the headphones and get up under the music, under the album, and get cured. And you know, you sing that song all day. You see what I'm saying? So this is the technology blinded by science. I just wanted to tell you that particular part. Now, let me show you something. Now, like I say, if any of you all are intellectuals and say that I'm talking some stuff, well, I'm the nigga for you to challenge. I'm the mother for you to challenge now, because I'm not going to have you now. We come up in here and we drop knowledge, and you come and say that nigga talking a whole lot of crazy stuff. If you so-called are educated, and you say that this is crazy stuff, now it's time to challenge me while you got me here. Don't talk behind me when I leave town. Now, and I'm not bragging or anything, but what I'm trying to tell you is, basically, this. In 1970, the white boy concluded, after years of being in what is called the occult, or that which is hidden, that they abandoned the basic education that you go to college and get. I was talking to your sister about this today. They don't even use that. They're into stuff called quantum physics, chaos physics, which means that things which appear to be is not necessarily real, and things that you don't see is the actual real things, the unseen real. So they're into a whole new science, and they give you physical science, and you with some old Bunsen burner. You understand what I'm saying? Some Bunsen burner and some little old stuff, and cutting some frogs and all that old bull jive. You don't even know, they don't even deal with that. They ain't dealt with that in damn 30 years. You understand where I'm coming from? And that's because it took them 50 years into the 20th century to synthesize the occult knowledge that they got out of Egypt, and they deal with that so that you get a good education. You spend all your life studying for a damn PhD and you ain't got shit. It's just a diagnostic test to make you, it's a diagnostic test to say that you're marketable for whatever job that cracker want to train you on. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with real education whatsoever. Now, this is a book called the holographic universe. But when you turn on the back, it says science and physics. So now, you can't front on me now and say I'm going to bring you a whole lot of hocus pocus shit. This is the evidence. This is Michael Talbot, he's a quantum physicist. It says science and physics. So that means the holographic universe and the type of stuff that we're talking about, you say UFOs and all that kind of stuff. Why is it science and physics? This is what they're dealing with now. And why is it Michael Talbot's first page of Michael Talbot's book of the holographic universe, the introduction, he starts off with 3 words into the line in the movie Star Wars. Wait a minute, hold on. Now you got to back up here. Now I don't know if some of the people don't understand about scholarship. Let me break this down to you again. I want you to understand what I'm saying here. Here is a book that is the standardized book of science now. Understand where I'm coming from? It says science and physics. But yet on the first page it starts off with Star Wars. Now obviously something is wrong here. Yet you go into doggone school and learn how to wear a damn suit and tie. I know, I've been through that whole education process. Took me 4 years to deprogram myself out of that bullshit. And was still, because everybody in my family was educated. So therefore, it took you see what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, you got to deprogram yourself. Now, it start off with Star Wars, and then you understand why they released all 3 trilogies this year. We're going to get into this. There is no such thing as space and time. There is no such thing as the physical. This is only an illusion, a series of random events that occur that you think is real. While you wait dreaming in some other place. You're not even a local person. You don't even exist as this. Your thoughts exist. And you have been fooled to think that your physical body exists. It's only a holographic image. We're going to get into this today. We're going to get into all this. Okay? Now, but like I said, why is it that they talk about Star Wars and this and they release that? Because they understand by releasing that, they can fight a spiritual war to somehow try to keep them on the planet. But what they didn't realize is Star Wars came from our mythology. It's the Osiris story. Luke Skywalker is Horus. His father ends up dying, but taken over by Set Typhon, Darth Vader. All that particular thing is the Osirian drama. So they messed around and gave the wrong mythology. Just like they did in 1994 with them Lion King. Fucked them up again, which is the Osirian drama. So they mess around with something that ain't theirs. But they said, this is the best we got. Let's put it out and see what happens. You understand? Now, we're going to get in this Jedi. The jet black Heru. Revenge of the Jedi. The eye of Heru. You understand what I'm saying? Force. May the force be with you. That's melanin. That's melanin. May the force be with you. That's melanin. You understand where I'm coming from? Now, let me explain something to you here. Because I'm getting ready to go into this right now. We got a long time to go, but I want to go into this and give you the history of this. The European went up into Egypt or Hemmitt in the late 1700s. Napoleon entered Egypt in 1797. From 1797 to 1835, they translated hieroglyphics. And from 1835 to 1935, they were engaged in magic on the planet. That means they synthesized all this particular information. Take for instance, now let's just go backtrack. How is it in the 1800s, the white boy can start off with a horse and buggy? And then all the way up to the 1800s. And then all of a sudden the 1900s come in and he got skyscrapers, he got automobiles, he got planes, he got TV, he got movies, he got electricity, he got doggone tape recorders, he got all that before 1950.
Teacher.
You understand? That's because he had a quantum leap based on the information they synthesized in Egypt. But you don't know about that because they gave you the same old sciences and stuff from the 1800s. That's what you own now. That's why you locked in a box. Understand what I'm saying? In the 1930s 1940s, you had metaphysical organizations. You had the Rosicrucians in Germany. The Rosicrucians in Germany had a spin-off group called the Order of the Black Sun. One of the chief masters was Rudolf Steiner, who was Adolf Hitler's teacher. When Adolf Hitler came to power, he ran Rudolf Steiner out of Germany. As a result, they understood, Elijah Muhammad taught you that the white man's time was over in 1914. Between 1914 and the 1930s, the white boy started mutating, started dying from the sun. Hitler came about and said, look, man, we got to build a master race. The whole war shit was a smoke screen for them for genetic engineering. They used the blackest thing they could find in Europe because they couldn't use the black person because we're biologically different. So they say, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll use a European Jew that came into his Judaism in Spain. That's where the European became a Jew in Spain, because the Moors gave them Judaism. They picked the religion, they picked the ancient black Hebrew religion, because the ancient black Hebrew got nothing to do with the original, with this white person Jew whatsoever. Get Arthur Koestler's book, 13 Tribes. Arthur Koestler's 13 Tribes. Take it from Moorish manuscripts. That's your Jewish thing. They were converted into Judaism. But some of them were bastardized children of the black Moors. See what I'm saying? So as a result, they say, okay, we got some of them got a little bit of gene up in there, got a little curly hair. You know what I'm saying? We'll use that because that's the best of the European race because it's got a black stock in it. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the smartest of the European race. You understand what I'm saying? Because they were bred by the Moors. Okay?
Who was that bred by the Moors?
The Jews, the European Jews. So as a result, they used those as a genetic program in concentration camps to learn how to clone. Given to them based on some information they got from genetic engineering off some tablets from the Moors, dealing with alchemy, and also some stuff they got from the aliens. We're going to get into this just so you know. But as a result, he said, I'm making the master race. And the war continued, what, about 5 years? What, 1941 to 1945? About let's say good 5 years. And they ended the war when they got it down pat. See, the war was a smoke screen while they went and worked around the clock in genetic engineering to learn how to clone. They ended the war when they got it down pat. They said, okay, we got it now. You can stop the shit. You know, ain't no such thing as no war going on because they fight because of ideals and all that. Hitler was a master magician. One of the baddest magicians in the 20th century, Adolf Hitler. See what I'm saying? Adolf Hitler also was taken over by some black entities because Adolf Hitler was positive to us. I'm going to show you how. Oh, they give you this. Adolf Hitler put scunion on Europe for 5 years. And Europe was decimated or devastated. You understand what I'm saying? Europe was a burned out hull after Adolf Hitler, right? Well, that's good to us that somebody put some scunion on the cracker after we just came out of slavery, because each one of them doggone countries that he fought, including Germany, because they rocked that, a family fight that got out of hand, all they had their hands in slavery. See what I'm saying? That was the spirit world getting back at them. Now Adolf Hitler, because England, some of the biggest crackers in the world, England got rocked. Buckingham Palace and all them stink-ass crackers got rocked. That's one of your vanguard times in World War II, because them niggas, they ate it. To this day, they talk about World War II and they hate Hitler because Hitler stuck it to their ass. That's what happened. With the secret society. And it was a magic war. It was the Pope and them wanted to establish the revised Roman Empire against the Jewish order dealing with England, and they went to fight together. Hitler was down with Mussolini and the Pope and all them, and they fought. You see what I'm saying? Now, as a result, they started dealing with cloning. They had cloning since the 1940s. And over 85% of what you see as white people have been cloned by now. This is true stuff. Now, I'm not bumping no gums, because I'm telling you, In 1995, I met up with a nightmare that is so severe that it's unbelievable. We're gonna deal with this today to show you on how this cracker is dealing. So now, they came up with cloning in the 1940s. As a result, Europeans started mutating. And when they start dying from skin cancer, they will call them in and say, hey, look, you're dying from skin cancer. You can't live on top of the ground anymore because the sun will kill you. They got underground cabins. They tell them to retreat up underground, and they take their duplicate and put it up on top of the ground. That duplicate can only last for a couple of years, and then they have to clone another. The only thing they need to clone is one drop of blood. That's why they brought out Jurassic Park. It wasn't nothing about no damn dinosaurs. Jurassic Park was a show about genetic engineering and cloning, where you can take a drop of blood and make a whole species. All they need is one cell, a DNA, and that's what it was about. They followed up in 1995, they brought out Judge Dredd, and they showed the actual cloning on the screen. Armand Desante, and they got cloned. That was an actual event that was actually happening. They can clone in a matter of hours. All your Congress, clone. President Clinton, clone. I shoot you in the chest, 99% of the time your ass gonna die. How was a 70-year-old man, Ronald Reagan, get shot in the chest and walk back out the hospital like ain't nothing happened?
And one bullet underneath the head.
It's a clone. They cloned it. Because they've been doing this since the 1940s with white people. The engineering. Cloning Center in Atlanta, Georgia is under the subsidiary of Emory University on Holcomb Bridge Road. They got a research cloning center right there in Atlanta, Georgia. And we didn't find out to it till late, because everything we talk about now is current, ain't even current events. You see what I'm saying? It's not current events. So now they can come and give you some stuff about some crack and all this kind of bullshit 10 years ago, because they own something even more advanced now. I'm going to show you the other horrible nightmare. We're going to get into some horrible stuff, but this is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But I'm going to show you what happened, happening in Atlanta, Georgia. So now, I'm getting ready to go into something else. As soon as I finish that, I want you to say, go back into the black clones. We're going to get into that. First, I'm going to get into this. Let me explain something to you. I'm going to give you a certain program. Since 1990, in the United States of America, under one program, they have killed 12 million black people. How can they kill 12 million black people? We would have noticed. Hell, you don't even know the nigga that live down the street from you. You gonna notice something. Especially in a larger city, you don't want to know too many people. They be casing the joint. Put the gun to your head. Right? Let me explain this to you. In Atlanta, Georgia, since 1990, it's going on around the country, but I'm going to tell you, in Atlanta, Georgia, they closed down 15 projects. 15 projects. Now, you know a project, and they're even bigger up here because the high-rise, but a project can hold what? How many people can be in one project complex? Tell me. How many?
About 6,500 people.
6,500 people, and that's the people that's counted for. They ain't the people that's living in the damn shit illegal. Everybody's white. So they come in and they close down 15 projects in Atlanta, Georgia since 1990. They didn't build no none. Look at this now. Let's do the math on this. They didn't build no new projects. And if you're in the projects, it's more than likely you don't have money for rent. Where did the people go? People disappeared off the face of the earth. They have a railroad track that runs straight through downtown. It separates the black side of town from the white side of town. They got that in every city. You're going to find that out. They got a railroad track that separates the black side of town to the white side of town. Although you got more black people live on the white side of town, but we talk about the bulk of the black. There's always a railroad track. I don't give a damn what city you go into. In New York City, it's the subway system. Either way, they got to separate because you're on a reservation. So on Northside Drive, they got a railroad track that separates the black side of town from the white side of town. And on this railroad track, they have, on Marietta Street, they have this particular, it's an industrial type field. Anytime you see something with industrial warehouses and they got like, they'll show coal and stuff, or some type of stuff industrial. You say, oh, that's industrial stuff. That's where they take you, and they come in, and they put you on these trains, and they ship you off to concentration camps. Now, let me show you this. In Atlanta, Georgia, they closed down 15 projects. They put these people on these trains up on Marietta Street. Now, I ain't telling you, this is no theory. I'm talking about people that come to my lecture and say, yeah, I'm missing a father. Yeah, I didn't know. I'm missing people. You see what I'm saying? So now, they put you on these trains. Y'all all right? Is this boring you? No. All right. We got to get into this first before we get into the science. Because we win in this war. They're just scared. That's why they result to these drastic measures. Anyway, they put you on these trains, and they ship you out. So as a result, I've gone all up the East Coast, and people saying, yeah, they closed down this project here, and we don't know where the people went. I was in Columbia, South Carolina 2 weeks ago, and they had this big project in Columbia. They closed it down, and nobody knew where the people went. So what they do is they'll put you on these, they will close down these projects, and they put you on these trains, and they ship you out. They ship you out to these factories. And in these factories, what they do is they crush your body into pieces, and they make melatonin pills out of it. So the melatonin pills, if you look on some of the bottles, they tell you crush pineal glands. Right. So what they do is this. They crush you up and make melatonin pills out of you. The excess meat that they don't use, because they take the most melanated parts of the body. The other excess meat that they don't use, they crush up and they ship that meat to basically McDonald's and ground beef. It's mainly in ground beef. Then you understand why Jack in the Box and all them started coming down with E. coli. Why is E. coli big now? You would feel that E. coli, they've been eating, white man been eating cows and be eating meat since he been living. Why is E. coli and all that kind of stuff bad now? Because remember now, cows and all that eat grass. They're vegetarians. The most toxic body on the planet is the human body. So therefore, it means it has got to be, when they grind it up, they got to sell it faster because they can't preserve it because it has so many toxins in it. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's got hog in it, it's got shit, it's got everything in it, it's got everything else. They eat everything else. You understand where I'm coming from? So the bulk of the meat that they don't use for melatonin pills, they grind that up in ground beef, and that's why McDonald's in them, when you can get 2 double cheeseburgers. 2 double cheeseburgers for damn 99 cents. French fries and a damn drink. You see what I'm saying? So now, they crush those up and they make melatonin pills out of it. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's happening to these particular people. Now, you probably know projects and you know people that's closed down here because it's all up and down the East Coast. Since 1990, now this is not talking about crack, this is not talking about AIDS, this is not talking about gang warfare, this is talking about basically the melatonin program. They have killed 12 million black people. Now, how can a person kill 12 million black people and you don't know this? Let me explain something to you, how they do this. And I talked about this earlier when we were sitting around. First of all, when they do the census, first of all, they came out the census in 1970 and said they got 30 million black people. I be damned if a cracker came on TV last week saying we got 30 million black people. That means that you ain't produced nothing in damn 25 years. 27 years. So, I don't know, but it seems like every time a black woman breathes hard, she got a baby on her arms. So, I don't know what the hell they talking about. You see what I'm saying? We got more babies than anybody. The key is that they can take the statistics and keep you at a low rate, 30, 40,000. And you got 60 or 70,000. That means that they got about 30 or 40,000 people that they can literally kill, and you'll never miss them because you already drilled in your damn psyche that you the minority. See what I'm saying? So this is the reason why. There's about 80 million, 80 million, it was 30 million, they say 30 million, 40 million now. It's about 80 million black people. It was about 80 million black people in the United States. So if they take 12 million out, psychologically you won't even miss the difference. Because there's no such thing as a black community anymore. You just live in the community with black people, but you don't know the mass of the people in your community. You just know the people in your clique. So therefore, you can't be missed. Another thing is the majority of the people that they actually hearted off in here is your quote-unquote underclass, people that you don't want to know. Miss Sally Mae and her boy Bubba. See what I'm saying? Them the niggas that you done abandoned. People you tried to get away from the last 20 years. So if anything happened to these so-called quote-unquote underclass, you wouldn't know no way because you don't live in the projects no more. Don't want shit to do with them. So therefore, they are vulnerable for your alienation from your own black brothers and sisters. You understand what I'm saying? Because they don't talk the talk and walk the walk and wear the same damn clothes you wear. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the other people, going into this, the other people that's not vulnerable, they can take the people out of the projects and crush them up into melatonin and stuff because nobody wants to deal with the project people. Whereas if they was to come and snatch you with your suit and tie on, or you conscious people with your dreadlocks, you have signs out talking about, yeah, this person is missing. But they still snatch you. So what they do now, when they snatch you, they just replace you. They just replace you. And there's cloning centers in every major city, including Baltimore. You see what I'm saying? They got cloning centers just like they got eye doctors. And they clone you. Case in point, let me give you some clones so you'll know. Straight up. A clone is a person that acts some particular way, and then overnight, he turns into a total being that he wasn't. Case in point, person played for the Detroit Pistons, was a quiet brother for 10 years, called Dennis Rodman. About 2 years ago, snap, biggest freak in the world. That's because they got him and they cloned him. That's a clone. Another boy, little boy in the background of Digital Underground, you didn't even know he lived. Next thing you know, this brother can't stay out of trouble. Because that nigga, they got that nigga, cloned that nigga, Tupac Shakur.
That's right.
Understand what I'm saying? Cloned it. So all of a sudden, he getting in all this trouble. That's because that's manufactured. They're showing it on the damn news. That's why he in the news all the time. That's a clone. That's what cloning is. Here's another person. This particular person now, you can't tell her from Dinah Shore. Everything she has. So if she want to have Mark Furman on her show, she'll have it on her show. Because she been dead. Oprah Winfrey. Then you understand how that motherfucker keep that weight off. Motherfucker, shit. New cells, new body. When she gets fat, they just bring another duplicate out. Hey, this is real shit I'm talking about. I'll get a little personal in a damn minute. Let you. Oh, yeah, that nigga that's running his damn mouth. Well, I'll get a little personal in a minute. I'm going to drive it home. You might have heard some stuff on the news. I'm going to drive it home. Another guy. Here's a fool working for the secret societies. You got the secret society of NBC, secret society of CBS. Anytime they give you multi-billions of dollars, millions of dollars, and he gives money, give $20 million to the Rockefeller College, Spelman. Here's a mug. Go back and look at Uptown Saturday Night. Go back and look at doggone Let's Do It Again. That person and the person you see now known as Bill Cosby is a total different entity. You don't lose that kind of identity. I don't give a damn how old you get. That's another entity. So he in a highly advanced secret society. So his son done turned the faggot roll down there at Morehouse College. You seen all his little buddies came on TV, and they was all, you know. So he was lying there and all, and the secret society say, well, that cat there ain't gonna follow in your footsteps and be the type of person. So they put the sacrifice out on this cat. Bill Cosby knew the shit. You saw the day his son died, he turned around and said he was my hero. Now, Sally Jefferson Raphael, her daughter got in a car wreck or got killed. She took 3 months off.
That's right.
This nigga back at work the same damn week. They sacrificed his doggone son. Because the key is, you don't get up there not unless you agree to do a sacrifice. Either you gotta go down on them. So, Will Smith, they took this nigga, duplicated him. So you wanna be in the movies? You gotta do the sacrifice. So what they do is they get him, he go and make a movie 6 Degrees of Separation.
To be a faggot.
He in the movie and the guy pumping him and stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
In the movie. Everybody that they got on there, on these movie stars, all of them. You don't get to be the multi-mega star, not unless you do the sacrifice tip. Hollywood is a very dangerous place. It ain't nothing to fuck around with reading some scripts because you can get on a damn movie and be shown on the screen. There's a price to pay for that. You understand what I'm saying? That's the price to pay for that. Case in point, another clone. Here's a brother, very conscious. Made one of the most conscious albums in 1991, got collared and everybody on his album, called Ice Cube. Followed up in 93 with another conscious album. Then all of a sudden he come out now talking about West Coast, East Coast, and he in every movie, all in South Africa with Elizabeth Hurley, a damn Anglican cracker. They got that nigga. Cloned it. Let me show you another aspect of a clone. Here's a brother in 1987, make a movie called Hollywood Shuffle, showing how the rotten images that's portrayed in Hollywood. Robert Townsend. 10-year anniversary, 1997, he make a damn movie called Baps. A buffoon movie. They got that nigga clone. Straight up clone. You see what I'm saying? Straight up clone. The cloning incident, they started cloning black people after the Atlanta child murders with the interferon thing. After that, they found the final key to start cloning black people. As a result, from 1983 on up, they started cloning black people. As a result, all your dope dealers, government clones to sell to the black community. That's where the shit come from. All of your get drive-bys and gangbangers and all that shit, that's clones. They straight up clone them, and they got what is called low radio frequency waves called HARP. They can program a person, the person come out and get his gun and go shoot up the place. So your boy was a clone by the time he made his first album. Be sweet. See, you see, first thing, look at this. You all intelligent adults. You don't need none of these niggas in this entertainment industry as a vehicle of anybody that you supposed to admire as far as being a damn role model. All the niggas will sell your ass out. Understand what I'm saying? Case in point. They all crying about Tupac. Here's a nigga, 2 months before he died, he make a doggone video. How do you like it? Now he got the black girl on the stage there hoochie coochie and shit. Okay, that's cool. Okay, we know you do that. But that was a follow-up video after a complaint because he made another video before that of the same song where he in the back seat with white women all over him. Anybody seen this video? And as a result, they made another one. You understand what I'm saying? Him and Jodeci, white women all over him. You see, and they made another particular video after that because they got complaints about that. And plus the white man said that's too drastic. Now I don't give a damn what you say. Mike Tyson went to jail for something that basically they weren't sure that he did. And he stayed the maximum of his sentence of what the basically jail sentence is. So ain't no way in hell you're going to go to jail 1 month and a couple of months later you get your ass out. It don't work that way. Now come on, let's not be stupid here. Fucking Tupac Shakur get out of jail. Come on now, y'all some dumbass niggas. The white man don't like Tupac Shakur no more than like the other nigga. He ain't let nobody out of jail. All of a sudden he get out because he can make money? Come on. You believe that shit? Are we that crazy? That was all hooked up. Because that's all a part of the doggone program. You see what I'm saying? The whole West Coast, East Coast thing, that shit's all cloned up. Them was robots. This thing is real. Now let me go into the real stuff here. These crackers that killed themselves the other day. Courtney Brown in there. The other guys. Remember now they talking about this guy named Courtney Brown is dealing with what is called remote viewing from Emory University. Well, I'm from Atlanta. In 1995, 1994, the black community in Atlanta was very advanced. We were dealing with straight up metaphysics. There's a teacher down there to teach you how to meditate and give you all kinds of stuff named C. Freeman. I'm going to try to get him to, y'all can bring him up for the people that want to really learn how to do some real serious meditation and stuff. He's unbeatable the first 6 weeks. You can't beat him. You know, so y'all need to try to get him up here for like 6 weeks, put him up, and let him come in and teach you how to do certain things. He's unbelievable. He's in his 50s. He's bad. Been in this shit years. Anyway, we were rolling down there. We got a channel saying you better watch your back because there's some witches from Emory University that's putting magic on you all and stuff. And they were doing stuff called, and it was spies, it's called remote viewing, where they could come and spy on you based on this particular information that the government developed in the 1940s, all during the 1940s when this stuff happened. As a result, after 1994, they hit the black community very hard. And then all of a sudden, black people that was very conscious start walking around like zombies, like they never was in consciousness again. And these particular people, they just came in, snatched the bodies, and put the duplicates back out there. And I'm talking about close friends. I got a good friend who was down with me. He rolled with me. He rolled with me for months, for years with this stuff, building on the science. But he had one thing, he trusted that cracker. And we fell out because he didn't believe the white man was the devil. So he hooked up with a metaphysical group, a Yogananda Society. Yogananda Society, Yogananda was a government agent for the British intelligence who spied on the yogi system. So he hooked up and there was a cracker named Roy. So you come down to Florida and we're going to induct you into this Kriya Yoga. I said, you better not go down there, man. I said, because Roy's place is in Tennessee. What the hell he wants you to come to Florida? Anyway, my good friend went down to Florida. I don't know what the hell he came back. It looked like, this brother was built like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Next thing I know, the brother started giving me all his shirts because the brother's damn near one of them little boy sizes. Because he lost all his muscle tissue because they cloned it. Very key that you understand at this particular time on what they're rolling with. This thing is more advanced than what you think is basically the other black type of revolutionary stuff that you thought it was. This they're more advanced than that. You gotta realize, as I said, if the cracker killed black people for just speaking out in the 60s and all, black people was dying like flies, why is it that we can come up here now and do all this kind of stuff and nobody dying? That's because they duplicate the people. They duplicate the people. Now, this is the key. There's only one way to protect yourself in this world now, because it's very dangerous. And there's only one way to protect yourself, is you cannot be a hypocrite. This is the deal. You radiate from a chakra system. Your heart chakra has to be radiating. The chakra system has to radiate above the heart chakra for you to be on a frequency that nobody can touch you. And basically how you radiate above the heart chakra is to be sincere.
That's right.
Your sincerity is your credentials. If you are into something because you want to brag, I want to show off with my knowledge, you bragging about this type of stuff, and I want to wear the African stuff, and you ain't sincere, you still on the ego base. So, and it's really simple what you have to do. If you into something, just don't be into something because it's the thing to do. I'm going to the black thing tonight. It's to be sincere about it. That's all. That's all. You don't have to do no stuff. You don't have to stockpile. All that's good. But what I'm trying to tell you is this. Mainly how you ward yourself out there is the spiritual realm. And the spiritual realm protects you because you become non-existent. It can't even touch you. But you can't get to the spiritual realm not unless you are true to yourself. If you have any ulterior motives, you have to get that out of you. You understand where I'm coming from? You can't get to the particular spiritual realms if you're fronting on this thing. And basically that's it. So a lot of the people that got snatched is because they went down in the first place. Now is the time to be real because our people are depending on you. Not some people coming from all outer space and all this kind of thing, although we do have the UFO thing, and I'm going to explain that to you. I'm going to explain that to you. But what I'm talking about here is you are the light bringers that's going to get our people out of this. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to even bear witness to this particular knowledge. You would be afraid of going to hell. You understand what I'm saying? That's because you incarnated on this plane to receive. That's why you're here. That's why we're here. And you got no business following anybody because you the God.
That's right.
Check. So at this particular time, anybody out here claiming to be the Messiah, and you ain't already out of this mess. See, to me, when the Messiah come back, the moment the Messiah come back, you supposed to be out of this mess, right? So if a nigga been talking about he the Messiah for 20, 30 years, and niggas still catching hell, obviously, something ain't right. That ain't the Messiah. That's a bad Messiah there. Hell, I know some white people can do better by the black community than that nigga. So all these so-called Messiahs out here, that's all a part of the government stuff. Now let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you right now. What's going on here before we go into some other higher science. You gotta watch the rappers. This is why I say this. If you like rap, buy the music and enjoy the music. You understand where I'm coming from? And get down with that. But you gotta watch these people on who you follow. Didn't have them rappers, Chuck D and them came out and talking about the vote, what they call it?
Rock the vote.
Rock the vote. Remember that come out that shit? Let me tell you what the deal is on this rock the vote thing. First of all, they have a problem tracking black males from 18 to 26. Because you such a free-spirited people, you know, you ain't in no lockdown, no system or nothing kind of stuff like this. Sisters kind of take a safer route. They do certain things, you know, they're the first to get credit cards, they're the first because they're always looking for security. So it's easier to track a sister. Because also it's a male-dominated society, when a sister does things free like that, she's chastised for it. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times a sister is a victim of the male-dominated society, patriarchy. So she usually takes a safer path. So she gets, you know, might get the automobile at a certain time, she might get certain things like this, and she might get this. Plus they are more inclined to give it to the sister. That's right. For tracking purposes. But the black male from 18 to 20, 35, 18 to 25 or 26, because after 25 or 26, niggas start getting a little serious. But even 18 to 30 for some people, they have a problem tracking these particular people. You understand where I'm coming from? So as a result, they had the rappers to come out to rock the vote, because the voting is a mass tracking system. You understand what I'm saying? So as a result, one of the government COINTEL tracking system was to register and track 1 million black men in a Million Man March.
That's right.
Now let's deal with this thing, and if you want to challenge me on it, now's your time. If you got problems with this shit. The Million Man March was a government covert operation to use to track 1 million men, because you had to sign up for it.
That's right.
And as a result of signing up for it, was the first thing he did before he left the stage is told you to what? Vote.
That's right.
And to go back and join these passive organizations like NAACP and all this other stuff.
That's right.
They had to track 1 million black men, you understand where I'm coming from, to Washington, D.C., so that they can track these particular people, so they can be in the government system, so they can use these particular people for chemical warfare, every other kind of thing, a tracking system in the future.
That's correct.
And that's what it was for. And the Minister Louis Farrakhan was in on the shit.
That's right.
Now, let's not be funny with this mess. Y'all all right? Am I boring you? We got to get through business first before we go into the science. Certain things we just have. See, I understand about the science and all of it, but certain things you got to know what time it is before we can even get to that. We just talk about what part are we on the wall. Here is what? Wall Street Journal, Tuesday, February 25th, 1997. On the cover, you see Mr. Louis Farrakhan. Now, let's not be funny with this mess. Look, this is the Cracker Top newspaper. You don't get on the cover of this thing
Unless they own you.
not unless you down with them. Here is a meeting that was set up with Mike Wallace of 60 Minutes, because they got him on the other page here, who set up the meeting. With Farrakhan to meet with a Jew by the name of Edgar Bronfman, who is over Seagram's Gin and Seagram Wine Cooler. Now you understand this, because let me show you what this thing is about. Now, let's just break this thing down. Let's just use common sense here. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad got the black man off of alcohol, right? To clean the person up.
That's correct.
We understand that alcohol is the thing that they use to destabilize any conquered people, the Indian reservation and black people here. Alcoholism is more powerful than crack ever been because they got people now sitting up in 12-step meetings, children of alcoholic parents. Fuck them up for lifetime. Man drunk, come on, beat on. So my point is this. If you're a spiritual man, why is it you gonna go into business with a man that sells liquor, a Jew that sells liquor to you, because Seagram's is some cheap shit, only people drink Seagram's gin is niggers. So wait a minute, hold on. Let's just break this thing down, because wait a minute. I'm confused here. Rescue me if I'm wrong. Wait a minute now. Certain things just mathematically just don't, it just don't compute. It just don't gel. It just don't mesh. If one of the black people's problems, historical problem of being in slavery up to now is alcohol, based on that being a top government program to give you alcohol. You see the cowboy movie, they get it down Indian in the fire water. This is common knowledge. And you're supposed to be a man, you're supposed to be a black leader. Why in the hell would you hook up, number one, if the white man the devil, what the fuck you hooking up with a Jew anyway? Okay? Okay, that's one thing. But another thing, here is a Jew cracker that is over alcohol, and you're going to go into business with him to open up a hotel room, open up a hotel inn, to open up a hotel in Washington, D.C.? Now, I mean, and you saying that this man is supposed to be a noble person? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, come on.
I heard he was a clone, though.
Huh?
He was a clone.
Nigga been dead. Been dead, they made the switch in 91. Tell it like it is. All of a sudden the white man ain't the devil. I thought marching was Martin Luther King. What the hell are you doing marching?
That's what college said, too.
His colleague gets shot. He don't even go visit colleague in the hospital. And as a result, colleague can't even speak to them.
That's right.
You understand where I'm coming from? But yet you can have a damn meeting with Edgar Brockman, a Jew, but you can't be seen with Khalid Muhammad. And then out of all things, you registering black people to vote. Number one voter registration people used to be the Rainbow Coalition. Now it's the Nation of Islam. Because the voting is to sign people up to be executed. And this is the top secret government man to do it. Minister Louis Farrakhan. But it don't stop there, it's this. He still got colon cancer because even the clone get it. Because it's a duplicate that he can get it. So they didn't mention that this particular person here, whoever he is, still got colon cancer, prostate cancer. Understand where I'm coming from? Right, so as a result, based on this, what's his name converts to Islam. What's his name of him? Ben Shades. Because he was a top government man from the get-go. And the whole hookup was to get him, so now, when he steps down, Shavers can take over as the head of the Nation of Islam, because they got Khalid out. And then it can be, he can lead them into an Islamic, Christian, United Methodist type organization. All based on the government work. That's why Minister Farrakhan now became an Islamic minister and don't tell you nothing. He done had, now my point is there's two people that had an opportunity to stick it to the cracker. Jesse Jackson in 1984 and 1988. He could have came on there and got down on the cracker ass and said, okay, I don't want no vote no way, but I'm going to tell the truth. Nationwide. And Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Million Man March, he got up there and said absolutely nothing.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Didn't call a cracker the devil, didn't go into no science or nothing.
That's right.
They wouldn't put a brother like me up there. Because I'll go out, when I get through with them all, it's shit. I go for what I know. You see what I'm saying? But my point is, because this is all you got to understand, that this thing is highly advanced. We are well into the apocalypse. If you could ever get your hand on this book from England, it's a book called The Apocalypse of St. John by Emil Bach. One of the best books written on the book of Revelation. Apocalypse of St. John by Emil Bach. And in that, it comes from England. It costs about $23. In the book, he says, when the apocalypse comes, the people would be in the apocalypse 10 or 15 years
Before they realize.
before they even realize it, because bad news would be so commonplace with you until you would be such a zombie till you wouldn't even know what time it is. You understand what's going on here? And that's what time it is right now on what we're dealing with right now. You see what I'm saying? So at this particular time, any of these organizations, these established organizations, you need to pull away from them. Like especially the black church. The black church is a government sting operation based on the 501c3 law, tax exempt law. And I was telling the sister about this today. It's based on the 501c3 law, tax exempt law, that if you are a United Methodist, AME, CME, or whatever, based on the charter of your church, if you deviate, if you are chartered to teach the Christian message of the King James Version, and based on what's ordained by the Pope of Rome and Catholic and all this type of stuff, and you switch to a knowledge base based on the 501c3 law, they got the right to come in, shut down your church, lock it up, put it on the auction block, and send your ass to jail. See what I'm saying? Send your behind to jail. Plus also too, now most of your big black preachers, the ones that heard it, they're all clones now. They're all clones now. Most of your big black preachers. Those are now robots. See what I'm saying? I'm telling you, this is some real deal Jimmy on what I'm talking about here. You know, if you don't have a clarity on it, I'll be happy to go. When we go into question and answer, we will produce a clarity so you can understand what's going on here. Any of your organization now is government front. All that stuff, all your organizations is taken over by the government now. That's why it's basically now to be sovereign from these NAACPs and NNM. So now a lot of your conscious organizations, you see what I'm saying? Like ASCAP. Watch ASCAP now. That's part of the government stuff now. So watch that now. If you in ASCAP, wean yourself out of there. It's government shit, government stuff. Just about anything, and if you got any questions about some organization, just about all of them are taking over now. This is how deep we are in the warfare now. But don't worry about that, because we got good news also too. So don't worry about that. I just wanted to give you a few things. I'm not gonna come and give you doom and gloom. I'm not gonna give you. Well, the key about that is, you got to realize, the key about that is this here. It does great work, but they're not allowed to read a certain amount of books and certain things like that. But on the other hand, the society is probably hadn't been big enough, even though it's pretty, it's got a few chapters all over the country. It's not big enough, so I think it's basically, based on the rituals they do in certain things, they kind of ward off that. Anybody that's dealing with anything of any ancient gnosis, which means, your different things like that, you somewhat are safe. But my point is right now is this is the age of information. You don't need to join no society to tell you what you can walk down to a damn bookstore and understand your damn self. The hell, I gotta have a motherfucker follow to be up on the somebody telling me what to do.
Right.
I gotta have a leader for it. I mean, it's ludicrous. Nigga have a leader. And see, my point is, I got problems with a nigga you gotta bow down to. Like Raul Neffa. Gotta bow down to this nigga. I'm bowing down to the nigga. First of all, I'm gonna bow down to you, and then I got a 45 in my back pocket. Now, if I come up and you can take this bullet, then maybe we can talk some Messiah talk. Other than that, you got to gun up off me with the bull down, because I'm my own God. That's the key. See what I'm saying? So that's what the deal is.
You say the rituals and all that is the real deal.
Yeah, but then again, on the other hand, yeah, it's the real deal, yeah. But my point is this particular thing here. My point is not so much is the organization taking over. My point is it's borderline when you doggone start worshiping the people. Although they might not say I don't have people follow me, but the people in those organizations look at those particular people as their Messiah. We good for following somebody. Take for instance, now listen, I'm 35. I started speaking when I was 30, and for the last 5 years, I done had numerous of people calling me, want me to start an organization, and I've had sisters and guys saying, I'll follow you to Sirius. You see what I'm saying? Our people are looking for the Messiah. Now, if I had an ego in this thing, I could take them up on that and be getting paid, and my electricity would be getting cut off. You see what I'm saying? But you got to be real type stuff. I got people that call me and want to follow me, but it ain't about following nobody. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't about following nobody. So I refuse to start any type of organizations and stuff like this where I'm the doggone person over somebody and all, because now you are the gods. And you got to cultivate your spirit so you can get to your God level. You can't get to your God level following another damn nigga. Hell with that. Why the hell you gonna give me some doggone money when you broke yourself? Fuck all that. Our people been led down this damn pipe too long with some bull jive out here with some nigga calling himself a Messiah. And all these Messiahs now is all government clones. All of them. And we got about 10 or 15 black Messiahs in the black community. Them clones now. Them clones. Look, here's a nigga now. If he the Messiah, I want to know, this is the greatest thing in the world. This man is supposed to be the son of Yahweh, the Messiah. But yet this nigga don't have enough power to get himself out of jail. But yet I know some niggas from around my way can get out of damn prison. I'll follow that nigga. We got a nigga named Jesse from Lillard, South Carolina. They ain't even go to prison yet, this nigga couldn't get out of it. This brother, so bad, they had this nigga down in Florida. They had him down in Florida. People from my hometown, Mullins, got on the doggone highway to go to Miami to get this nigga. They got to Florida and their radio, you better turn around, he done gone. This nigga done broke out, man. This guy is a breakout artist. I will follow him before I follow a nigga that's in prison calling himself the Messiah and can't get out of goddamn jail. Know what I'm saying? Get out of jail. They got some faggots can give up some booty and screw their way out of it. Niggas sit up in there getting old and shit, and people following him. So I'm like, yeah, God, sure won't put something on. This nigga been in jail 6 years now. Yeah, he the Messiah though. Because that's that cultism. Not occult, which means that which is hidden, but cultism. That's what they was talking about with these fools. See, what the doctrine that the cat was talking about wasn't bad. But he just ended up because over the course of time, he went crazy and told all of them to kill themselves. Cat the other day with the 39 people. You understand what I'm saying? So now, let's get into some science here right now. And show and to try to find out what what stuff we're talking about right now. You know, let's get into some science. Y'all all right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's deal with some stuff here. If we don't do it now, we can always come back. But we need to understand some stuff here on what's going on here. All right, let's see. Now, just the visual thing. Right here is the black dot that is inside of you, which is the black dot melanin. In here, you see something that's like a monster. Look like a little octopus or something. That's an indication of your soul. It is not to be taken literally that your soul looks like this, but they are trying to explain how powerful your soul is. What happens here is, when you raise your spiritual energy, you got to cross into this particular threshold. When it comes to particular white people, and the black dot is covered over, calcified, when they raise the Kundalini energy and it goes here, it can't get through the threshold. Now, let me explain what I'm talking about here. It can't get through the threshold. So what it does is this. Let me get a picture of this so you can understand what I'm talking about here. I got some good stuff here. Don't worry. What time is it?
Don't worry about it.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, we got a lot. We're gonna go. We're gonna take a break.
We ain't gotta take no break. Keep pumping.
We're gonna keep pumping. Oh, but I wait. Before we get into this, I want to show you something here. I got a little bit of these. They're going for $2. Some information I got here. I want to read something to you here. I got to give you this before we get off this. Let you know that the man with the 4th grade education was on time. Here's some stuff that came out of some teachings. These teachings are anywhere from 30 to 40 years old. These are some teachers of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I want to read this to you right now. If people want to get a hold of this, I got some of these for the people that want to get some. They're $2 and all. So the actual information that we had to get, somebody was able to get. And this is what it says here. It says, who and what is specially prepared, who and what is the specially prepared woman that the wise white scientists intend to use to bring down the black nation down to them. Now let me explain this to you. The messenger teaches that some of the wise scientists have developed a biological plan in term that would help to destroy the black man and basically the black woman. They didn't say the black man, they just talking about black people. But basically the black man at this particular time. And this is what it says here. It says, this scientific plan was created for and was constructed along the lines of the biological manipulation of the so-called hybrid beings, which in a sense is totally new type of woman, but one who would and does have the appearance of a black woman. What he's explaining here, he's explaining some stuff. This is about a 30-year-old paper where he's explaining some stuff that went down in World War II based on clones. Now listen to this. He's giving you the early scientific program of what they started doing when they first started working on black clones. They mastered it in the early 90s. Now listen what this thing says. Don't worry, we got to go through the Hale-Bopp thing. We got a lot of stuff to cover. Y'all can stick it out. Don't worry, I'm in for the long haul. It says here, this created woman has the same color and body structure that the black woman has. Now, women don't get upset. This has nothing to do with black women. This is a robot they're talking about here. The messenger teaches that in order for her to direct her, in order for one to detect her, one would have to be able to observe the coloring of her hair and the roots of her hair, which appear to be of a grayish green in color. This is due to the chemical makeup of her body, and this is the color. This color may even appear within the eyes. Some other biological maladjustments include the irregularity of her menstrual cycle and her obsessed craving and desire for the sex act. Now look at this. It is thought that once one is engaged with her, that after a period of 6 months, his body will have developed a malignant type of cancer whereby it is difficult for the corpuscles of the blood system would have become totally consummated. It says this promotes even more destruction to the body's system, which